So tonight's Dr. Nikki comes from James, fake name James. And James asks, "Hi Dr. Nikki, I just want to ask if it's okay or normal to let your girlfriend have sex with other guys and watch them have sex." Now some people might go, hang on, is that a bit of a fake question? That sounds a bit out there. But this is actually something I've been asked before about when people have this fantasy of someone else having sex with their partner and then watching them. There is this word called compersion, which we don't hear too much spoken about, which is when you're actually able to look at your partner and see them in pleasure and be happy for them. But some people do have this fantasy about this. It's a way that some people say, well, that's my partner and I understand what it's like for them to be in that pleasure. I understand what this other person must be feeling, and they find it really sexually exciting. But the biggest issue here is when someone asks me what is normal, because there isn't such a thing as normal when it comes to sex. There is average, but there isn't necessarily this norm that we talk about all the time. And it's very common that we have these sexual desires that feel a little bit out there, a little bit outside of those bounds of what we've been brought up to know that is normal. And we have this guilt associated with it because there's this voice in our head that says, this isn't right because this is not what I've taught has been normal. In something like this, the biggest thing would be if the other people are consensual and this isn't crossing a boundary for anyone else. Does your girlfriend also find this sexually exciting? You know, have you worked out boundaries around this situation? If it's both a fantasy that you share and it's consensual, then I don't see anything wrong with it as long as you safeguard the relationship. You have those discussions around jealousy. You know, what happens if a scenario like this starts and you don't feel comfortable? Do you have words and actions in place to be able to stop it? But don't for 1 minute think that it's not normal, because when it comes to sex, what is normal? As long as you are being safe and consensual and not harming anyone else, why should the society around you dictate what you desire and what you should be doing in the bedroom? And you need to remember that with all sexual desires and fantasies. Often when we think of something that's outside of this bounds of normality and feels taboo, it's closely followed with guilt or feelings of, I shouldn't be doing this because it's not normal. You need to listen to this and this. When you get a sexual desire, the next question is, does it work in your life? Does it interfere with your life? With a sexual desire like this, my only concern would be is if your partner isn't on board, or if you push your partner into doing this and it destroys the relationship. But if it's something that you can communicate about and you can both be consensual about it and understand what the limits are, then what's normal? So that's my Ask Dr. Nikki for tonight. If you have a question, jump onto my Facebook page, send me a message and ask me anything.